Yeah, I think now is one sound.
So now it's two sound.
No, I think now is one sound. Seems like one sound.
If I on back this one also one sound lah.
Oh, now it's two sound.
Yeah. So this one I record to OBS. Okay. And this one is to Discord. If I mute this one, then you guys cannot hear. Oh, how? It looks weird. Got two sound.
Yeah, now two sound.
Now got
Okay,
two.
now it's one sound.
Now it's one sound.
Yeah.
Maybe I got two earphone. Never mind lah. Okay. So the voice, do I need to higher, lower, or is natural?
Maybe you try higher voice.
Okay, wait.
Because the music is still a bit too loud.
No more music already. What?
Eh?
You got
I'm hearing music.
Oh, so now I'm mute. But this one is optional.
Okay. It's now clearer. Now it's got two sound again.
You know, I mute
Okay,
already.
now it's clearer.
And I also mute this one now.
better.
Oh, I didn't know this one is personal. So now only I can mute all of them lah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. What say you, Asep?
Better already.
So do I need to voice higher or looks like natural?
I think natural, right? Should be
Yeah.
okay. What say you, Asep?
And it's back.
Need to be clearer.
Talk louder or
You
talk
have mic
clear?
after.
Mic, I have lah, but I very lazy to use lah.
Or the podcast mic, right?
Yeah, yes, I use that for live stream, but it's too much thing to set up just for a stream lah.
Oh, okay.
So I think this one basically can do something here ma. Here. That's why this one is my output ma. So if I put higher, then actually my voice higher lah. So now okay. So it's too much.
Now it's fine.
That's fine lah. Okay, so I keep 150
Yeah.
first lor. This one 100 lor, not a problem lor. So should be okay lah. And then how's my setup like? My face on the left, the chat on the right side. Like now I show my whole screen so everyone can see the whole screen. Do you feel blocking?
You try make it presentation.
Wait lah.
Maybe can go higher a bit. You can adjust at the OBS there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
So the chat there, you guys try to say something. Is it able to see or not? So the blurry things on the background, not what do you call that? Annoying, right?
That's fine.
Okay. Hey, what the fuck?
But it'll be better
Later.
if you can have like a background. How do you call that? Like your own team like that.
Oh, very lazy to set up things. But
This also okay.
okay lah. Okay lah. That's good suggestion. Yeah lor. As I used to have lah, like a brick screen all that for the live stream. But now this one I just set up for this only.
Okay.
Like I have to set up all the filter things and then the voice. Actually here this one I apply a lot of filter already. And then I have to adjust them. And then the screen also I apply filter. not the screen, it's called, oh, the face. This will apply filter also. How to press radio. Yeah, lor. That's a bit weird lah. This one because it's not use what you call that graphic card.
Green screen. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I try to start lah ha. But I need to
Mm.
talk lah. Okay, so welcome to non-IT versus real IT. So what's the difference, right? So we'll start lah. So the first slide is actually is a Q&A. So I think it's good for Victor lah, since because the class is actually for all the unknown person lah. So people don't know who am I, and also don't know who are they lah. So usually I will be more interactive to them instead lah. Because I see a lot of their course is like the mentor or the lecturer just talk the whole things, and everyone asks the Q&A. Actually, it's very very boring lah. Like you watching a YouTube, and after you watch already, you have nothing to memorize right? So my first one, I would like to do something like this one. So actually it's not full screen also not matter lah, because I can do something like this one. I can this one I have to hide my channel. Then I can basically throw here. So like I think Sebastian know most of the things lah, or all of them lah. Okay, I cannot say 100% lah. So it's good for, let's say, Victor. Maybe you can try to fill in what you know about them lah. Let's say carousel, hamburger, bridge scram, power, skeleton, spinner, infinite, progress, avatar, switch, and focus. Let's see how many of them actually you know what is it actually means.
Carousel, I know is the slider content on the web page. Yeah, and then hamburger is like the menu, usually for maybe tablet or mobile. Breadcrumbs is the how to say, the page title display. Yeah. Hover is whatever element like button or what you want to hover, and then it come out. Skeleton, I'm not so sure. Could be like a wireframe. Yeah. Spinner is for the page loading. Infinite, this one I'm not so sure. Progress is whatever page progress, or yeah, that's what I can think of. Page progress. Yeah.
Spacebar.
Yeah. Avatar is it's how to say, it's like something to represent your profile. Yeah. Switch, the first thing that comes to my mind is switch case. But my memory about this is vague.
Switch case,
Focus.
okay.
Yeah.
Another one, Vic. I think the one that Hunter put here is, you know, the dark mode and light mode, where you click
Oh
the
yeah,
switch,
yeah.
you
True.
toggle the switch.
True. Yeah. It's just how my mind associate the
Okay,
word lah.
the last one.
Yeah. Focus. Focus. Yeah, for me, this one is very straightforward lah. It's just focus lah. Focus, do your work lah.
Oh,
No, you know how the input, when you click on the input, you will see the bar ring around it. It's
Oh,
focusing on the field.
okay, so actually I
I
already
Yeah.
see.
implement. I mean, this is all from ChatGPT. It's not very hard things lah. So the first one you get it correct lor, second one correct, third one also correct lah. So the hour also correct lor. Actually, all this is not very hard, and then some of the word actually looks like a bit, uh, what do you call that not familiar, but actually you all of them is front end focus. When you say about switch, you really go to back end or codings actually, like how Sebastian he can identify most of them actually is front end code, right? So
Mm.
Infinite actually it's like endless infinite scroll lah. Like carousel also you can implement infinite, like usually left to right you have a maximum. But if you can go back to the first page, actually you also can call it infinite. Spinner, yeah, like you said, it's basically the loading things lah. Progress bar is progress bar. Actually, all the things is not very complicated and very explanatory lah. So avatar actually is profile image. So the last one actually, hold on, because I got that. Oh, okay. So focus is something like when you have like this one when you have the input bar. Actually, this one you're focused on these particular things. Like you can see the what do you call that, a border. And when you press this one, then actually it's gone already. So it's not focused on that particular area. Or when I click this one, I focus on this one. Actually, this is how front end means. Because certain feature you must have to focus. Like when I press this one is text. So you can see all the top things is about the text. But when I press image, then you can see it's based on the image position. This one also locked already. Based on image log, image, and the bar is different. But if it doesn't set it, then your front end doesn't know what things actually you're on focus and what to present on this selection bar. Actually, all this also is by the coding things to set up. It's not by auto, right? Let's hide back this one first. Oh, log already. Okay, right. So learn something.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, straightforward. Here I think I will spend more time to explain slowly because one of the achievement is that the class have to be more than 1 hour, right? Then yeah, and then also not to make it too hard for anyone. Okay, this one is my another account, but it's a matter. So this one is very straightforward. See if present look nicer or not. What the present doesn't like is that I cannot click the link. Wait, I can't click the link. Okay. All right. So let's say wait, I can send this link to you. Wait, not very familiar with that things. Okay, so this show here. All right, so this one is very straightforward. It's time to live. Then now imagine that you're on a team. A client want something online. What happened basically is build something, start it, then can deploy. So it's very straightforward when you start a React project. You just clone the React project and then you just deploy it. Then you can see it on Vercel, right? It's look very easy. But let's take this project as an example now. Can you open this project and can share it and see how it goes? So I will give something like more hands-on. So maybe Sebastian, you also can
Uh,
try and see what went wrong on these things.
Okay.
you want me to show my screen, is it?
Mm, basically, I imagine if there is more than 5%, I wouldn't think so, but it's good to have interaction. So means that you also learn something about um the client. Let's say I'm the client, this is my project. Can you help me to fix the thing so we can start the project and start to implement something on it? And I don't know. That's one of the problem. Is because this one haven't deployed. So yeah, never mind. I also forgot what I do. I think I'm very rushed. Usually this one should be able to view the website. Oh yeah, lor, now I can view the website. So you can see this is the website. So you can see I already deployed on Vercel. But if you just clone it and you open it, actually basically you cannot open it. You will have an error. So your main task is how you open it without the error. Then maybe you can change some word here and then consider it done. Right? Not very hard, I guess. Let's see.
So is it you want them to clone it and try to run?
Yeah. Because I see most of this class people is like just talk all the way until end. Like nobody really remember anything on the middle. So I want to do something like more interactive, like just now. Wait, he really went through the whole list and he very focused on what he learned instead of like listening and he have no idea what is it, right?
Okay. But you need to consider some don't know how to use Git.
Yeah, that's the things that I can think of is drag more time so I can teach them more things and people think that be more realistic instead of like now I'm teaching gig and just talk all about gig, how to gig pull, gig push, commit, add, push, pull, whatever, and then like never related to a job. So this one is very straightforward to say it's time for you to show something and you're on the team. You just want to synchronize that you can open a project. It's very simple things. But like you say, some people not even know what's gig, not even know how to clone, how to start, how to talk all that. So I can drag more time here. And you can see I have very less slide. That's why most of the topic I try to drag more time to let people who are having a hands-on things very quick to learn something actually can start a project, right? If we let's see if I have VS Code. If I have VS
Just
Code,
some heads up.
yeah,
It will took me one whole session to explain Git to them because they don't know what is staging the file, what is committing, what is push. So when I did the demonstration and example, it took me about 2 hours. So just to give a rough explanation.
that's the things I try to do is like I doesn't care about all the basic and whatever the advanced or not all that. I just care about let focus on how to start this one and how to clone like very straightforward. And people have no idea. I would say, yeah, they're asking me after the class, but now I just demonstrate how
I know.
it works. So people like
Okay,
feeling
no.
feeling they learn something in real instead of like yeah you watch another YouTube video, right?
Okay.
Because I
I can
feel
also.
yeah I feel that is one of the big block like I'm not sure whether have this problem like you watch a few YouTube, you thought that that person able to do a lot of things and you're also able to do. But after a 5 minute or 30 minutes later, you're like, do I watch again or do I really learn the things already, right? That's why we have to
Mm.
force the person really hands on. Once the hands on, like, oh, I remember I click something like this, I type something like that, and it works. Then it's like better than using your mind to remember. Actually, it's not very hard lah. For us, it's actually not very hard, but for those people, it's yeah, what is gig all that, right?
Mm.
So how?
Okay, it's a good initiative, like a bit different.
Yeah, that's why I don't go in and like the last one he what lah? Asia front end lead. He introduced himself more than 30 minutes to 45 minutes, just introducing how he get in IT, how he's changing
Yeah.
company to company, and then who is him, how he's got there, and then how blah blah blah. All that is just like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I was like, I learned nothing at
Yeah.
all.
Okay, no man, I share my screen lah. Then I
Yes,
uh
can.
act like we interact lah.
Yes,
Yeah.
can.
Okay. Uh, okay. So you want me to clone this project? Huh?
Yes, of course.
So how do I do that from the
Okay.
terminal here?
Yeah. For the start, you have to like yeah, lor, you have to install Git, right? If it doesn't have Git, you cannot even clone it. So you have press Git,
Yeah.
Git on the terminal, just Git. Yeah, we press
Uh-huh.
enter. Okay, you got Git. Then you can Git again, space clone, CLONE, space, and then go back to the browser.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's
Copy
clone.
this one.
Yeah, copy this one and then put it there.
Okay. So done, right?
Yep. Yeah, you have to go
So
into
what do
the,
I?
yeah, you open the folder that you clone.
Okay. One folder, right? And then what do I do next?
Okay, basically you need to try, but since we already know the things, then you can start. So for any project you clone down, basically you need a install. So only you can start the project so that you can try npm and then space install on the terminal. Yeah. All right. Then you can
Okay.
try to start it like a normal React project.
Issue.
Okay.
npm run that. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
is the first things people get stuck on it. Um. That's
Sync script dev.
yeah. That's the problem is because it doesn't have that script. So I put a few things to block people to, it's so easy, like people thinking, what kind of noob try to teach someone to clone a project instantly they can open, right? That's a bit funny.
Mhm.
Uh, um, how, I open a new one. Okay, this one's new one. So I just demonstrate how it works. So yeah, usually a lot of people think it's like, what kind of noob want to teach those things? And until I show them like yeah, that's not so simple as they seem, then they will start to pay attention to you. So maybe Sebastian, you can make it work.
Vic, you see there the script, you need to put the run there.
Yeah,
npm
exactly.
run. I didn't
Below
put
line
npm
5.
run dev.
No, you go to line number 5, below line 5, inside
Oh,
the curly braces, you need to add the run script so that you can use the npm run.
Yeah,
Yeah, ne?
basically your
oh,
cursor is doing the job for you. Yeah.
okay. So dev, next dev.
Yes. Just put it's safe, and then you can type the
Yeah,
command
save
again.
it and then you can run.
Yeah, you're having a tooth mentor. Okay. Okay.
So
Where is it?
what is this? Next command not found. Complete. Not complete. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that. So run tab, npm run tab should be able to start, right?
Mm.
Uh, you try again.
Is this
I command not found. Where?
You save already at the file.
Radio.
Try.
then you press enter, press enter. Yeah, this one. Start.
Okay.
Yeah. npm run start.
Oh,
Start
npm
run.
run start.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a first world block. Actually, it's not very easy to fix, right?
Mm. Start npm run start. Mm.
Okay. So save it. Can run. I think this one's correct, right? Npm run. Yeah. So npm next step. Next is not uh, how did I do already? I also forgot.
It's
Uh,
next.
yeah, I think I
Actually can I don't know why Vic your one doesn't work. On my one it
Oh.
works.
have to
Mm.
restart lah.
Vic,
What?
can you npm install one more time?
Oh, yeah lah. I know npm
Then
install.
try
Okay. Already.
npm run there.
Run dev. Oh, okay. Run start. Run dev. Cannot. Run start.
Next command not found.
Yeah. Why?
Hmm. Good question. Let's ask.
You
Uh,
already inside your Vic, you type pwd.
oh, it's not installed.
Oh. Message. What is it? Command not found.
Yeah,
Error.
because I also removed the
Oh,
React and next. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Because yeah, that's how we have to look at the the dependency and the yeah, it doesn't have React there. That's why it's not work.
Mm, okay.
Okay.
Why my one work?
Uh, maybe you install it.
Maybe, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay, so yeah, there's
So
I remember I got three challenge here lah. So the first one, that one, no. The second one, after you fix this, we still have to fix the other one. You put this one.
so I have to install Next.js, right?
Yeah, I give you the command already.
Oh, okay. Right. Let me see. Inbox. Hey, where is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm installing 3 package in one.
Mm. Next, React and React DOM. Okay.
I should be able
So
to, yeah, start run tab. Yeah, correct.
okay. So can already.
Mm-hmm. So that's the error. So what will you do?
Xcons declaration must be initialized. What is this?
Yeah, what's that? It's not very hard to fix.
This error shows you have incomplete const declaration on your line 11 in your nav bar. Nav.js, but the relevant API URL is declared but not initialized. Oh, okay.
It is not complete code. Okay. Yeah, that's the next one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, URL. So, okay. Oh, another one. Right, what is this?
So do you learn about throw? What's that mean actually? Like throw new.
No, I don't know. What is this?
Throw
If
basic
API, if it's not API,
Yeah, throw basically
then
is
throw new.
throw
Oh,
basically means
oh,
error.
it, it's basically like console log, something like that, right? It's throwing the error, correct?
Oh, it's
Uh
catching the error.
yeah.
Oh,
You're
catching the
throwing.
error.
Right throw
Oh,
catch.
okay. Oh, okay. So layout.js.
So because this one of the things that for I think a lot of people also mention for those already have experience, basically they can rely on AI so that when they tell us what to fix and where to fix, actually we really know what is it. But for those whoever doesn't know the things, it's better than they try to understand. Instead of like using the AI, you can fix the thing, but in the end you learn nothing.
Mm,
Yeah, so it's better to ask why is it like that, and then like what's the best way to fix it, right?
okay. So this error is occurring in your layout.js file at line 24. Server-side rendering error in Next.js. To help you fix this, I need to see what's on line 24 in your layout.js file. Sure.
What is what? Spot. I think he got the line also wrong, right? Because
9.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah, usually it always get the line wrong.
Yeah.
That's the
So if without the AI, what will you do?
hmm, I don't know.
Yeah, that's very
If without the
scary.
AI, what will I do?
Yeah.
Common
Maybe.
Stack
process.
Overflow.
Yeah. Maybe you focus on the coding line first. If let's say your browser that is really tell you which line got problem. Yeah. Let's go to there.
Line 9.
Yeah.
Okay. So throw new error.
I think the arrow will even let you click on it, right? I remember the next got things you can instantly open in your this one. When you press this one, you can instantly go to that. Let's say I close this two. Wait, I teach you. You go to your VS Code. You close the file.
Okay.
You close this file. Okay, you go to the arrow. You press the mini icon left, right side, right side, right side. Yeah, on the top. Yeah, this one. Yeah, then it will open
Oh, okay.
exactly the line problem. This is how you shortcut to it, and you instantly see what's
Mm-hmm.
that problem. Okay, so
Mm.
without the AI, you try to understand what is it and why it having an error, and read about the error message as well.
If it is not the API URL, then throw the error. Okay. Uh, read
Okay.
constant. What is this?
Basically all the bottom things basically no need to read lah, because all of them in the bottom is really doesn't mean anything. So basically read anything
Mm.
above it. So this one is very straightforward
Okay.
lah. Like you already just now you mentioned ma, if API URL is not
Mm.
available, then you will run this thing. When you run this thing,
Yeah.
you will see the function actually is error. Double bracket ma,
Mm-hmm.
is a bracket ma, means you will execute this code. So your main purpose is try not to execute this line of code. I mean like the line 9.
Yeah.
Then what should you do?
So it means I need to get the API, the CMOC API URL. But where do I get it from? Is it correct?
If you don't have that one, then you will have this one. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you can see what is it inside the env. Um, basically
ENV, where is my ENV?
you can click on it. I think. Yep. Yeah, that's one of the things lah. Okay, this one is very why I designed the test like this way is because the most of the real project, I think 95% or more than 95% or 100% of them, they always have an env file, and I
Mm.
don't think a lot of people telling how to set up env file. That's how corporate world works. Like every single time you just go to a company, they say, okay, you can clone your project and you can start work on it. And then you bang, have all this problem. And basically it's just like you haven't set up your env, like the config.
Mm.
Yeah. So you try to
You,
yeah, try to figure it out. I need to plug in the battery.
um,
Maybe you ask ChatGPT how you can set up an env file.
how to set up ENV file.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I just need to look for the API just now to
Yeah, you can look for it as well. And you can let me know what you're finding.
how to set up ENV file. So okay, in your project directory, create a .env file. Okay, add your environment variable. Open the .env file and add your variable. Okay.
Can you try to do that?
And then install the .env package. Okay. VM v. Okay. Okay. So load environment
Sometimes they don't
variable
use
in your code.
env file. Sometimes
What?
they use config.
Require load environment variables in your code. How do I do this? Load environment variables in your code, Node.js. Right.
You don't have to do that.
Huh?
You don't have to do that.
Okay. Add.env to git ignore. Okay. So where is my git ignore just now? Here it is. Okay.
Already there, so you no need to do it.
Mm.
Line 34.
Okay. Then create.env example optional. What do I do now?
You don't have to do that. It's already there. If you open your .env, yeah, it's all here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this is a good lesson. Like whoever really knows EMV, basically they have not so big gap to fill this part, I would say, but like never anyone talk about EMV that has like really no idea on it. And then another big step is that because usually on the last all the project we are only know .env. That's one of the things. But in React and Next.js, that basically they have like env.local and your env.production and then like config problem in the Next.js or that. Actually, there is even a deep discussion and topic on it lah. But this one is make it very simple, like you know, just a normal project you open. Basically, env is something that we must always know lah. It's very important things. So maybe I can make it short version is that what is the env? Env is something like you have ChatGPT, then usually have API key, right? Then
Mm.
that API key basically when you run a command, then it will spend your money, your real money, right? So you
Mhm.
suppose only you alone able to use that API key. If you give to your friend or give to someone or give to public, that means everyone use your money to prompt their prompt. That means you pay for their builds.
Basically all your secret lah.
Yes. So ENV is something like you never upload to a gig, never upload to your gig because you doesn't want any other person to know your things. Another things that you when you on a public channel, then you cannot show the people that your ENV. If you mistakenly show that, oh, this ENV file you basically have to change. Otherwise, you prepare for someone to hack your things. So like your
Mm.
DB API key, like all the API key, oh, the API key is very important. Even there is like secret key. So it's not supposed to let anyone know. So this one is the first thing that always very sensitive on ENV. The second thing is that React project, you have to know it's not only .env. There's also .env dash local, I guess, or .local. That's one of the
Local.
things. And then when we click on the env, basically will jump to the file. But if we haven't created a file, then you cannot jump to that. And some of the ID they also didn't jump to there. Let's say .env.local. Then I'll put what do I put? This one. CD. Okay. Then another thing is that when env file is created, basically you need to restart your project and or need you will load into your env. Then you can see I can start already. That's why for traditional, everyone only know env have one version, but in React and Next.js, actually the env file you have a few version on it. It doesn't only .env, and somehow it doesn't work that way lah. React. Maybe you can ask ChatGPT lah. It has ask Copilot. React and Next.js project. Um,
But you know what happens if you accidentally push your .env to GitHub?
What happens? I don't know lah, but I know we shouldn't do it lah.
I ever do lah. So I got scolded by my previous company because when
Oh,
you expose your env, it
mm,
will close the API key. It will shut it down if you're using
I see.
it or hooks lah or web hooks. It will shut down, and then you have to go to the provider and then apply a new one.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
it's something like maybe someone already have a hacking system on GitHub. Then when your OpenAI API key is up to the GitHub, then they will instantly help you to swap like hundred maybe $100 USD. Then when you realize, then you
Mm,
go there and change. Then you only found that you do everything on the GitHub. It really doesn't matter. The first thing you should do is like go to your OpenAI and cancel the links or give you a new API key. But between the split second, it's not like half a minute, even though it's like a second, it's like 0.5 second or 0.3 second. You don't do it, then like you really fucked up with the view. You know, that's one of the
mm,
problem. That's why you never have that things or you don't try production things. That's why we have staging, we have a lot of other than production. That's why I also have
mm,
env.test, test local, and then like local, and then env, all of them.
mm,
Yeah, so I put a
I
list there lah.
see.
This one is come from GitHub. So env is first thing you must learn is that when you come like Sebastian share, when you join his company, then this very big things that you should know, but it look like you doesn't know, then no one want to trust you on their secret, like I give you the secret and you're preparing to share to the world. Like you're going to
Mm,
expose their things lah. That's why you
mm,
have to be like know what is the most important code and line in the project. You should not share or even leak, even like nothing to do with it. Or else you ask people,
mm,
please don't share me the production API or whatsoever secret. Share me the staging one or the testing one. Like if you only got one set, then I will be very careful on it. That's the way to handle it.
mm,
Like yeah, like you never want to have a 0.1% chance that you mistakenly share, publish, leak out all the things. You just ask for not the production one. Usually they don't give the production one to a junior or that lah. A certain company they just doesn't
mm,
care because like all of them is thinking we are developer and why not. Then once they got that lesson, then they were really got fucked up lah, I would say.
mm.
Yeah. So this one, yeah. So from how you clone the project until you're able to start the project. You haven't able to start the project yet, right? Because
Uh,
yeah, I already able to
can
start the
start already
project.
lah. I mean, but oh, yeah, yeah, true, true.
Mm.
So I need to get the API key, right? For what do you call this?
No, because it
What do you
doesn't
call this again?
it doesn't say you must have a. You only need actually like this is okay really. As long as it's a string, doesn't need the
Okay.
API key.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Start the project.
right. Oh, I have to restart it now. Oh, it's the
Mm.
same thing.
Yeah, because you didn't put the name. You didn't put the name. You look
Put
at
the
the
name.
Yeah, you look at the error code again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to open the file on your IDE in your VS Code. Click that. Yeah. And then you look at API URL on the top. You can see process.env. Yeah, this is the string,
Mm.
but you don't
Okay,
found.
Simok.
Yeah, you don't found that here. Actually, you go there and copy, paste here, and give it a string. Anything.
Mm. API
You
key.
know what
This
this
one.
means or not? Line 8, line 9.
Line 8, line 9. If it is not the API URL, then it throw the new error lah.
if API URL doesn't exist,
Mm.
that's why you
Oh,
get the
okay.
error. So you need to
Uh-huh.
make it exist. What does it need?
Yeah. Actually, I can also
What does it
ask you lah. Now, this API key actually is it a no, a string, or is undefined? Yeah, I think that's went too far lah. You just make it works as well. Yeah,
Uh,
that's all the things actually we have to learn lah. I would say.
mm,
Yeah, it works already.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's say recap. What do you learn about this process?
Uh, what was the first error just now? Oh, first error was, let me try to remember what was the first error. Package.json. The first error was this one. I couldn't run, what do you call it?
The project.
Yeah, I couldn't run the project, so I had to uh, include these two lines, start and build. And then after that, I had to install the dependency. Yeah.
Vic,
And
you added the
then,
dev, not the build.
oh,
You added dev
oh,
also.
yeah. Dev and start. So these two, and then after that, install the dependency, and then after that, I install Next, React, and the what do you call that? React, the Next router DOM.
Okay, wait
Is it
lah.
Next one?
Um, yeah, never mind. So let's stop here. So instead of like you just follow the step by step, so we need you to be more understanding why we need those line and why we need those install. So do you understand the meaning?
Why I need this two line and why
Yes,
I need to.
yes.
Hmm, how do I word it? I know this is to. Oh, I can't remember. Hmm, to
Why?
help me, like, what do you call it?
Yeah, you you can have your time to think about it. How you put it in words. You can play with my Pokemon.
Basically, is to help me how to uh, run things from the terminal lah, to start the project from the terminal. And then I cannot actually start the project without having to install the dependency first. And then after that, we don't have the packages for Next.js and React, and then the DOM. So if we don't have those things, then we cannot really run the project. Ma. So okay, we have to install that. And then after that, we encounter the error, the env file and the API error. So uh, like just now, okay, I just found out that maybe we in the env file we don't really need to actually have API key, just the string is enough. So uh, I update from here, the API key, I update it here, and then after that we can run the project lah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
in the process, actually, you are the one to create the EMV, and you found it very strange. Like when you clone the project, it doesn't come with it. You know why?
Mm-mm. Oh, why?
Yeah,
Why, Vic?
Usually when you clone the project, it will have the env file, right? But how come this
No,
project?
Vic, it doesn't have.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
Nanti if you
true.
go,
Because of the git ignore. Right.
mm. So what's the reason it doesn't
Yeah.
come with it, and why you need to set it up?
Yeah, because env file is not included because it's already in the git ignore. So when you publish to GitHub or what, you will not include the env file. So you have to create it yourself. Lah.
So the main reason why we need to create it and to use it is
Is to keep in all the important information, the secret information lah, like you know, like the API key, and then the anything to do with the database. This is private matter, mah.
okay. So
So
as
it's
long you
not a
know that,
universe.
yeah, as long you know the meaning, that's is good enough for this slide. Okay, so we can move on to the next slide. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Be more relaxed lah. A little bit too
Yeah.
intense, like not worry. But
Yeah.
it learns something, instead of like, just watching someone do something, then it's look very cool, but it doesn't really understand anything at all. So yeah, this is the slide. So you're able to build the things and start it and deploy lah. But I think that is another topic lah. But now you're able to start the project. It's supposed to be okay. If we could talk about
Mm.
build and deploy, actually it's even more harder. It's like how we put it on Vercel, like just I mentioned. Actually, the project I already put it on Vercel, but why when you clone it down, it's unable to start. All right. Yeah, that's the next thing lah. So my
Mhm.
next slide is that deployment lah. I don't know what's the fuck I put this. I can't remember this time, like what do you call that, a month or two I redone it. So maybe this I just show the class what did I do, I guess. All right. So this one the repo. Basically that thing about it. Actually in here we can deploy this project because it is on GitHub. It's not even on Vercel. So it's a GitHub page, but it's also very deep topic lah. And then this one is working. It looks cool lah. Okay. Yeah. So when you press,
Wait, give me a moment first.
okay. So I think here is all about how I introduce myself. Like this is the one of project I created, and then I have no idea what is it. So I will have an intro. So this is me. So I'm Hunter. So one of the programmer. So just now, what did I try to share and teach everyone is that everything is not very hard to do, but we have to do a lot of practice too. And the main thing is we should understand what actually the things we're doing instead of like the AI tell us what to do or the AI do what we should do, and then it doesn't have all the meaning and all the important things. And the next slide is very straightforward. Like just now, um, like wait, when you have all the problem, actually you miss a lot of things that you didn't ask. It's like, oh, okay, you just try to rely on AI, and even the AI explain a lot of things in the wrong direction, like create a ENV things or fix a very simple code. Actually, there's another version to fix the same problem. Like let's say now I'm able to start the project, right? You're looking
Mm.
at my screen, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say now I can start the project. Then when I stop the project and then I kill my env file, let's delete it. So I no longer have an env. Then I start the project. So it will have an error, right? Yeah. And when I
Mm.
open this one, because I know this is a condition, basically I can just comment it out. Yeah, it works. Is it
Oh, okay.
is it a magic? So this is like
Yeah.
a lot of people they doesn't really read the error instead. Like they think like I shouldn't destroy things here, but I have to make it works. So you try to fulfill here and there and like you never understand the things. And you just say that this thing have to be something. Actually this thing no need to be an EMV. This one can be a string like ABC and it works. This is how we should,
Uh,
yeah, you
I,
get it?
how come? I don't really get that one. I don't really get that part. How come it can just work if it's just a string?
Uh
Oh, okay. Let me see.
wh-
because it's a variable. And then that guard
Oh,
is just
I see.
there. If the variable doesn't exist or is empty, and then it will throw error lah. But
Yeah.
if you put empty string, means to give it a value.
Yeah, you really read
Mm,
it out. Like if this doesn't have things, then it should have an error. If this thing got a thing,
mm.
then you know, um, yeah. So you get
And then
just
and then yeah. And then what's the difference? I saw you use env.local. What's the difference between a normal .env and
okay.
.env local?
Okay, so
Is there
EMV,
any difference?
yeah, here in the command we put it out few category. This one generated by Copilot. So ENV basically means ENV is environment file. So that's the full form lah. It's environment file lah. Environment means just like you mentioned, everything in the secret, like secret key, secret API, all that, we'll put it there. Then you're not supposed to share to anyone because it's very private. So ENV means any kind of like front end, back end, anywhere you want to use, we call it ENV. So you can put one file and utilize on any project lah. But env.local basically is loaded in env that but is ignored by okay. Actually it's local lah. It's more like my own version. It doesn't say that it's for everyone version lah. I would say that way lah. Is it this one lah, if I remember correctly? I have to ask versus env. Yeah, local. All right. For that's mean if you have env but you have a local one, so it will run the local one instead for a secret for local or if conflict. But
Mm,
it's very weird. Those things is only work on certain JS framework. I think Svelte also having this behavior. React and Next they also have this behavior. But any other they should have only work on env because just now the Copilot also asked you to install one of the package. That one's run on purely on env and it doesn't install here. The reason is because one of the node version that it will already included in the node version. So those all things is very like a common knowledge lah. But it doesn't really come with whoever learning. It's come with whoever play with those versioning things and then like you have a legacy project, you have a new project, and then you have like why certain project able to run env and certain project you have to install certain package only you can able to run. Then only you come with that experience. If it doesn't bang to that things, it doesn't know the, the differences lah, right? And then it's like all this is like a label lah. This one is for development, production, so that you know EMV is like this a standard one for all of the EMV. We call it EMV. But sometimes we want to categorize it. So usually there is like EMV example. When EMV example like just now you paste on it, actually that one is considered EMV example. So we know how many things that actually need a API key. And just now we didn't provide API key, right? But in the
mm,
real production, we must provide an API key so that we can use the OpenAI to call the ChatGPT. Otherwise, it doesn't work that way.
mm,
So all of other version basically just consider them is like a label lah. Like this one is for test, this one production, but for local test, this one production is production, real production. This one development means is staging, right? Yeah, that's that way lah.
mm,
And then all this one basically it will be automatically run by React and Next.js. I think Next.js got another setting even though yeah next that one is another topic lah, right?
mm,
But the things that I try to teach you is like how we need ENV and how importantly is ENV. Another thing is that the code itself is not very complicated to understand, so we just comment it out, it works, or we just take out the uh exclamation mark, then it works as well. Because when this one is like opposite, it doesn't let you pass through. So when you put it opposite, then it will let you pass through. It's all about whether you read the code or doesn't read the code. And then
mm,
yeah, and then another thing is like just I ask you, what actually this one will have to run this one is basically is undefined. When this undefined means if this this constant because it's constant. If it doesn't care about what's the name, right? It's have nothing
Mm.
because it's undefined. Then it will run this code. This code is just like throw an error, means just give me an error. That's why when you look at it, you have no message. But basically, you can put a message here, lah. Like
Mm.
uh, uh, yeah. Then you can see that's the error message because I doesn't want to give any clue to anyone, so it doesn't give any error message. So this is one of the things that, let's say you need OpenAI API key to call the ChatGPT. If it doesn't provide it, then I will put here where's your API key so you cannot call. That's the purpose we put these particular things to have checking. But if it doesn't use it anywhere, like this thing, basically we don't use it on anywhere in the project. So basically we can just comment all of them out because it doesn't work, you know. So for experienced people, usually they was like, yeah, what's this? Why I need this? Usually you have to ask all that thing, and that's why I have to come back to here. It's like the first thing you try is like let me try to throw the whole error to the ChatGPT, right? And ChatGPT will try to tell you, but I didn't give you the clue like what's the error. So when you
Mm.
put it here, then ChatGPT will tell, I mean the Copilot will tell you, oh, you need an ENV. And what is it really for? Like you even asking like, oh, actually ENV doesn't need a string or need a real things. Like you see, he try to give you something weird, lah, right? Then
Mm.
you getting more and more questions, but you didn't ask because the main purpose is not like you try to run through tutorial until tutorial. The main thing is that have you ever asked what you want to know, and then what you must know and what you should know? Like just now I mentioned a few things actually we should know because we have seen a developer like you join a new team and it doesn't know what's EMV. That's very very big no to anyone because I can't trust you because you don't know what is secret. Like I try to tell you a secret and you doesn't know what's secret and you think like you can share to anyone. That's very very dangerous, right? That's why
Mm.
you have to know in developer mostly best is like let's ask a stupid question today and you won't be a stupid tomorrow. You get it? If you never
Mm.
ask, that means this stupid question will follow you forever until one day you really want to dive in to understand what is actually is ENV. Like just now you asked me, what's the difference on ENV and ENV.local, right?
Mm.
So if it doesn't ask, then you never know. So like the old time, usually we have read books. That's why books is there until we have Google. But nowadays we have ChatGPT. But I think put ChatGPT here is because you really try, you put on ChatGPT just now, but it just try to
Mm.
tell you how to solve the problem instead of like you need to learn the problem. It doesn't tell you the reality, like it really doesn't need this thing, and it doesn't check that things to tell you why you need that thing. It just tell you how to fix it and make it no error. But in after you fix all of that things, this one you will call it spaghetti code. Like you're getting a lot of unnecessary things to run.
Mm.
That's the things like you try to explore. I mean, like this one you already get an EMV. So when I console log here, let's say this is a very secret here. Then when I console log here, then it will put out the key here. So the more EMV you use on certain area, and when you come to error, the time that it will actually also show the secret to the public. There's a lot of way to explore your secret things lah. That's why when we use it, we'll use it on very important place on back end side or the server side loading. We doesn't really put it on the front end because once you run into an error, then basically you will expose the things. But all this is very deep topic lah. The things that I try to say is that the best you always ask, right? Because when you ask ChatGPT, it just asks you to just tell you to fix the things. It doesn't teach you the things. That's why when you ask Google, like you Google it, or you read books I think it's opposite lah. Like or you ask Pro is the fastest way to understand something. So let's say let On the okay. So now we have an error. So let's see if we put it on Google. I think this is still the AI lah. Usually last time we really doesn't have AI. We have to go through all the things to learn. But in the process, we are not only learning one things like let's say this one. That's one of the problem we adapt to environment lah. Like this one is very same to the things actually we have, but if you compare, you say if, we also have if, and then we have exclamation mark, and then respond to okay. But two of them is not the same thing, but they also throw the things. But this one is throw error, this one is like throw response. So this doesn't really related to the things. But in our old time, basically, this is equal to this one. Do you know why?
No. Why?
Yeah, that's the things that actually we learn lah. The first thing is that it's conditional. This if something is not having a value, this thing will run. It's same to our condition on this one. If this one doesn't have a value, then this thing will run.
Mm.
So is it the same condition? So it doesn't care what is inside. That's conditional. That's why you have to change the logic. It's
Mm.
like you cannot find exactly the same problem you have because I doing this project, I doing this idea. So you won't have another universe person doing the same thing, the exact same line or same error they're having and tell you what to do. And the same thing. So you cannot find the same thing. You only can find a similar problem and understand what is it. So this is how we used to learn on old time. And now we have AI, and that's why the AI will tell you here, right? So it will tell you when it's 40, then it also tell you non-undefined zero and then normal string. That's why zero is also considered what is a false value. This one is in JavaScript problem, and then also it has NaN. You know what's NaN, right? Not really.
Uh, no, I know, but what do you call it already? I know what is it, but I forgot how to explain it now.
Never mind. You have to look into it lah, because this one is all of the things that is fall under the category you should know.
Not a
Alright.
number.
Not number. Yeah, correct. Okay, so um, you know, that's the things that we try not to only fix what you are looking at, but instead of like how you convert the things that actually you learn, it also can be on any other similar situation. That's why you're not only learning this project. When you learn this project, you know about how you apply the same logic on another project. Because you only very focused on this particular line or this particular line or how to fix this particular line. So when another project that doesn't have anything called API URL, then basically you learn something useless like this one only can use one time. Then you never ever know what is it and how you apply on another project. That's not considered learning, right?
Mm.
That's that's the things that we should learn now. Okay. So the next thing, I think this one is more interesting lah. Maybe it's a bit small, so I can make it bigger. All right. So able to look at clearer, right? So you can see front end app junior, PHP Laravel, and then front end app, and then React, TypeScript, modern stack, and then got junior. So you can see the pricing actually junior is also touching around 6K, right? And then like those never rate whether they are junior or whatever level they have is considered senior or mid range. Because when junior, that means that I can accept junior like you knowing less, but the starting salary is also very high already. So the problem is how you go in this position, right?
Mm.
So it's back to the same thing. Like what you want to know, then you must know and you should know. That's how you should not always go to a tutorial after tutorial and like how I have you to hands on a certain things and very short period of time you understand a lot of things. the best part is not about when you're typing, it's when you think about it and you ask. When you think about it, you making it thinking is not make sense, and you try to ask a make sense question, and someone answering you about how to make it make sense. You learn something how to make it make sense, right? In coding,
mm,
it's same to the things as long as the things you think is not making sense, then is something wrong with it, right? So
mm,
this one I changed so that it's not the same on the another things like you have to ask. That means it's not all about you always ask. It's about you already ask, right? You already learn. That's why you don't ask the things that actually you already learn. You ask the things that actually you must know and you should know. It's like now you see something new, so you must learn it now. You don't wait it tomorrow or next day or next 5 minutes only start to learn. You should learn it now. You have to desperate on the answering. That's how you can speed up your learning, right? So in here is about when you see all this theory, you are already tempting you want to go in this industry ASAP, so that you have to pass the interview, right? So have you read how to pass interview? I think you should have that. You also learn about how to pass interview, and you even think about cheat on the interview. Like a lot of video that tell you they can able to share their whole screen to the interviewer, and then the interviewer are able to see they're actually using the AI, the ChatGPT, and they think it's very cool, so they can cheat the interviewer and get into the job. But I remember I told you when you get into a work environment, then you're no longer able to play this game because you're not using your real things to go into it. Then you're getting a lot more stress on it because you think you know how to hack in, how to cheat in, how to you know score higher on the hack interview. But in the end, you have to work on it in real, right? That's why
mm,
the best thing is not job is not interview. So you cannot just like I passed all the interviews, then you know you pass the interview, you have a perfect score and knew the interview, but after the interview, right? Um, yeah. So this one, yeah. Wait. So this one I have shortcut here because I want to search around job street to know. So basically, I have two roles here. So two of them is a bit slightly different now. So one of them is basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So something like Vue and Svelte. It doesn't say React, right? So
mm,
for you, you I think it's so hard because it doesn't see your stack. You think you cannot able to
mm,
apply that. On the next left side, basically say PHP developments, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and then do you see React? It doesn't see React, right?
mm.
Yeah, but you see HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So beside all this, then you can see something like you have to no kick, RESTful, here and there, right? Clean code, all that. Most of them is asking the things that and then like how's problem solving. So you can identify most of the job. Basically, they want you to have a foundation. That means skill
Mm,
basically we have to build it up, but a lot of foundation you didn't even have. Then it's very hard to build on top. Like I try to teach you something more advanced, but it doesn't. I mean, you can use that. Like just now, you can start a project without a problem. But when people asking why is that, and then why the code is on that line, then you have like no idea and like how do you fix that problem? Um, I have no problem, but I mean I doesn't have a answer on it because I use AI. Then it's a bit awkward to you know like just like I mentioned, you already read it out like if the conditioner say that if it doesn't have this thing, then that line will run. You really read it out loud, but you never process in your mind because you desperately only try to go to your goal instead of like you never enjoy the moment. In programming, actually, you have to enjoy the moment more than the goal because um the, the moment is like how you make the things works and how to make it having a sense, right? That's why you cannot always like I how to say let me start back to project first. Uh, so in your thinking, basically just thinking like all the programming is like, I want to change this name, I want to change this one, I want to change this you know, design, left, right, all that. That's one is, yeah, it's junior things, and then it's front end things. But what about I want to like this, you know, this particular animation, or when I press this thing, and press this button, then it will come to here and it will load something out, right? And then when I press this, let me see what things I can press. I think I can press this one. This one can press it. What else? Yeah. So I'm not sure whether you learn about how button works, right? So when you press a button, it will have an action. Actually, all this action is considered using JavaScript. But in React, it's very funny. It is using React. That's why people doesn't I mean the modern people that doesn't know what is JavaScript used to be and React, because React shortcut a lot of all that things. But why I know, because I was there and I used to do that. That's why I know. Then because you doesn't experience on that, and you instantly learn about React, so it doesn't know what it come before React and how um React solving the problem, like what React actually solving the problem, and then like okay, and then like what this particular job actually is asking for view and spell. Maybe you are think about, okay, I know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I doesn't know view and spell, but I know React. So how you can beat this job to say maybe you hire me, I'll use React and it will be better than view and spell. Then the individual or the team or even the CTO will ask okay, let's compare how can you can speed it up with React, but he doesn't even know what are they. That's why some of the things that you don't really have to like know all of them, but you need to at least know what is it, like what's what's PHP, what's MySQL, what is RESTful. That means all of these things you should have understanding, but instead of learning them, but you at least know what is it, like um Laravel, Symfony, Krenovator, all this is like and then like DevOps, and then like DNS, OOP, MVC, all this, like I think you have no idea about it. That's why this not all the things is very complicated. If you ask ChatGPT, it will tell you all of it. The thing is like when you look at the job, you have to focus on, yeah, I want to apply this job and I want to know all of the things that they're telling, and then learn all of it. Even though it doesn't benefit you now, but in the long term, when you see all this short form name, you knowing, oh, actually this one is front end, back end, or it's a full stack job or something, right? And then what actually they are looking for and what skills are actually they are doing. Instead of like you just like let's focus on React. Like when people asking like what's today world using the stack on a tag, and you have no idea what is it. And when you look at the job street, let's put it on a job street, right? Um, job street. I can just do it for this. Yeah. So let's say this one. Yeah. Minimum 3 years experience utilize Next.js, but I think you're still using React, right? So when people asking what's the difference on React and Next.js, then you're a bit hard to tell because you're not there yet. Another thing is like um JS front end technology. What is this actually mean? Do you have any clue?
Uh, no,
Actually,
I don't know.
actually it's until here. So basically JS
JS
okay.
front-end technologies.
Yeah. So when we Google it, let's see. Yeah. Um yep. So you can see such as React, Angular, and Vue. So you just tell you just need to know at least a front end framework. That's
Mm.
that's the word. But if they use a funny kind of tag word, it's not common, but when we read, we know what he tried to say. That's the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for you, it's like you doesn't even know how to convert it to be a phrase that actually you understand.
Mm.
That's why you cannot just keep on learning the tutorial, and the tutorial tell you today you learn next, tomorrow you learn React, tomorrow you learn Redux. But after you learn all that, it's like what job actually you try to ace or apply, or you want to get in. Like all of them having a very specific or very different stack they're looking at. This one is HTML5, this one is CSS3. Do you even know what is these differences from this one?
Uh, to me, they're the same. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the standard that they use.
yeah. Basically, they are same, but when they say HTML, CSS, JavaScript, that one is not something new because a lot of them is writing this way. But if we search about so basically HTML5 from our understanding is the version 5. So basically people will think about it. But um wait from my learning day actually it means a wait it means HTML5 is already included CSS and JavaScript. That's called HTML5. And then CSS3 is
Mm.
because of CSS3 is CSS version 3. That means the current is the version 3 lah, or the level 3 lah. That's why it called CSS3. So it used to be CSS2 or something. That's why certain number means their version, certain number doesn't mean something or doesn't even have a meaning. But
Mm.
for those that they never catch on all this word, they doesn't really understand. And then like preprocessor, less SAS, relevant concept, and then I assume you also don't know what is it. That's why uh, this is why you cannot really just learning your stack. You have to also know what's the actual market they're looking. Like gig just now, I think you're okay, clone, but gig ignore you really use a lot of time to explain dot env things. But at least you know gig ignore or that, that's still fine. But REST API, and then you see this front end developer, so you don't want to limit yourself on a junior role. So junior role, maybe you don't have to know a lot of that, but you still face this thing, REST API, because
Mm.
cooperate with the product owner and developer for integration into a REST API. So do you know what this mean?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why this is what me and Sebastian also try to ask you about the React query
Okay.
and the endpoint and how you call API with the response and what do you call that wait, respond and what name already? This one does have something to look. Respond and the other one I forgot already. Respond back and then the other one is request. Oh yeah. Request and respond. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So um yeah, it used to be like that. And then and then when you scroll down you see a lot of like why you need to know a lot of things, PHP, MySQL, Git, RESTful, all that. And then you still need all these things. That's why a lot of them is like maybe you does not know all this because it's like advantage lah, right? But at
Mm.
least as a junior you have to know the basic. And the basic most of them is like come with these three things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you introduce to me, you say that you want to you know about Tailwind, and you doesn't know Tailwind actually is CSS. Do you know Tailwind actually is
Uh,
CSS?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, so yeah, so that's the things that you have to like continuously to learn about all this keyword and what they're meaning, and then you have to like have a goal. Like last time I have asked you to set a goal, like when you have to set up your CV or that. But You know, now you still learning like a very general things and you don't know what to apply all that. But when you have looked through all the job and the requirement and you only focus like let's learn something that actually everyone of them also asking, and I think that is good for you to learn to jump in, right? Yeah, most of them also
Mm.
the same thing. And this one even got WordPress. I think it's not bad, right? But this is
Mm.
what they write here. And then when the interview they might ask something very funny lah, right? At least you
Mm.
know what you learn actually can apply to most of the job. Instead of like this one, they got Redux. I don't think we use that. This one also don't know what's it. Webpack is the normal things are and React. That's why um this one is bad endings. And then like Mocha, Jazz. I don't think you understand what is this lah. So most of the things
Mm.
actually is a name we used to know, but this one need Mandarin lah, so doesn't really care lah, right? Let's
Mm.
consider experience and knowledge. Like how much thing when we look at the requirement, how much thing when we look at a short form when they try to say like what is you're able to know what's this.
What is multi-language? What is that? I don't know.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of things you're not even understanding is that because you're too focused on either the very basic that no one really care, and a lot of
Mm.
the wording you should know because when you know all this wording, when you come to an interviewer, you sound smart instead of like you're learning a lot of very basic thing, but really no one really asks, right?
Mm.
That's why this is one of the hack lah. Like you have to learn all these things. Once you learn all these things, you will learn something like because you cannot just like I want to learn this thing. I just then I learn. But you have to like click in to learn, and there's video, there's something to read. If doesn't have that, last I told you, you go to YouTube, right? And you
Mm.
throw the things and find a short video on it, like um less under 4 minutes. Yeah. So it's very quick to learn 33 seconds all that, right? Then from
Oh.
this way, actually you learn even faster, right?
Mm.
So it really open your mind, like it's not only focusing on what you should have learned, but also like give
Mm.
you more direction and more things that actually you learn. The things like because
Mm.
it's really written here, and for senior usually they don't ask like do you know what I need or what kind of skill set. Usually they will just throw you assignment or ask you a few questions, but like a day like that day is like a few days we try to ask you a few questions you never pass. That's a problem. So
Mm.
the more phase, the more knowledge you learn about, then the more sound pro of you. But each of the learning you also give you a shortcut on learning something. But you have to really
Mm.
understand the meanings. Like just now, it doesn't really write the proper English on certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like WordPress CMS development. I think this one you should know, right?
I'm okay lah. I usually just focus the front end lah. WordPress
Mm.
I front end.
Now this one is like solid experience with WordPress CMS development means like drag and drop. You're able to know how the WordPress
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So it's not very hard to
Yeah.
understand,
Yeah.
but they just put it very funny wording, right?
Yeah.
But as long as they
Mm.
have a WordPress mean, yeah, I have experience with it, so it's no big deal, right?
Yeah.
That's why when
Yeah
some
lah.
wording,
Even yeah.
yeah, when some wording that is really familiar with you, you're suddenly thinking like this was not something very hard to score a high score. Even though they ask you, you must have take
Mm.
comma on this and that, but it doesn't really matter the requirement. As long as you can score all the below things, maybe the experience doesn't have, but any other things that they ask, you're able to know, then you're able to apply, and yeah, they can give you a chance. This one is
Yeah.
just like this one basically just tell you that we need a basic guide at least know what is IT and programming.
Mm.
All right, so we can go to yeah, that's this non-IT versus real IT lah. Like just now you able to experience the things like you try to be a IT person, Like everything rely on AI that looks like IT person,
Mm.
but when you go into deep or you really read it out the code and the condition and the things, but in the end you cannot process that, right? So
Yeah, I panic.
yeah, so sometimes you have to really like slow down a bit and try to read it again and not scared to challenge the guy like, may I ask this, may I ask that? It's like, why have to be like this and why have to be like that? So the more you ask, the more you learn, instead of like you try to be silent and you learn nothing, right?
Mm.
Okay, so yeah, so that's all.
Okay.
So how do you think
Okay,
about the
thanks.
experience? Let me stop
Oh,
that
it's good.
first.
I like it now.
Okay, so at least I have something to present. I would say